Yeah! Hello and welcome to this 101v game ranked. Hello and welcome to this 101v1 ranked game played on Airport Duel between Zsadok playing 6th US, a division I recently made a video on, and he's going up against Lil Goat playing 76Y, a division I recently made a video on. So we'll cover the deck reviews, then we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments in the game, and as always timestamps in the description. Right, so this is the deck review for Lil Goat. He's playing 76Y. This is a div I've been playing a lot recently, but he did submit this before I was playing it a lot, so that's fair enough. Just looking at how it differs from my div, my build of the div, most of it is actually very similar. Maybe he did submit this after I played it. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, because so this is mine. And you see that I've got 3 cards of supply. And that's like more or less the only difference, apart from the info tab. So we'll go through it tab by tab, and I'll speak about the deck. So first things first, 2 cards of supply with half grads. You're gonna run out. That's why I bring 3 cards, and 2 for 6 CVs. Okay. But yeah, the like, I understand that this is a 1-point slot, but these aren't very good. I really only bring them because sometimes you really do have to hit an ATGM. If you're spending 400 points on Nonas, you're probably going to lose the game. Just a heads up. Especially if you're then going to spend another 270 points on half grads. So it's a big investment. It's a shame this doesn't go higher, right? If it went to 3 vet and you could get 1 at 3 vet, maybe that would be worth it. But yeah, in terms of your CVs, like, so wow, this is a forward deployed CV. It's more expensive than a lot of CVs, but you know, you've got a forward deployed CV here in a car. It was 100. I vastly prefer this because it's 45 points and I can just buy 2 without damaging my opener at all. So I can always open 2 CVs. It's not forward deployed. Who cares? The main thing with forward deployment is to take ground in the map so that you can get points from that ground, right? Getting there 20 seconds earlier with the CV is going to get you about 40 points, if that. So doesn't matter too much. I prefer opening with 2 of these. I've got that bug where it's just, yeah, what a game. Anyway, man, really? Oh no, it fixed. Okay, I'm not sure what I did there. Infantry tab, so 30mm, great. CV 5-man Igla smoke, or you can get, that's bad. That's the one we're looking at. So yeah, those are your choices. Spec Scrupper 5 are really good. For some reason, I saw mine lose to a Res Paracommando, even though they've got SMGs and satchels. Just ran up to him and he beat me, so that was a bit weird. But anyway, Spec Scrupper 5, really good. And I bring 2 cards as well. And then, like, Pull Machiki. Why? Desatniki Metis are alright, but you don't need that many of them because they're not that great because the range isn't so good. Use Silenes. It's a decent infantry squad, I suppose. Like, the BTRD is a nice vehicle. Grenade launcher for 30 points with smoke. It's not so bad. But yeah, they've got 2 RPGs, but it's like, who cares? If you need high pen, you've got this one, and this has got 1 decent RPG. So the way I build it is I bring 1 card of Metis, and then I just bring 3 cards of BMD from what I remember, and then I bring this. So this is a must-have for the opener. It is a must-have for the opener, because that's how you open. You open with a couple of these down every lane, backed up by this, which is 2 Iglas in 1, because it's an Igla, and then it's an Igla transport. To get 2 Iglas in 1. I might start vetting it actually. Like this, so you definitely don't need 9 of those, mate. I might start vetting it, because I never really buy them all. So yeah, maybe that should be at 2 vet. And then, yeah, you open with the SPG 9s down every road. It's very funny. one down every road, or you put like two and then the AA piece, and you go down a road that you think they're not going to be down. Very, very good opener, because, like, look, so this goes at 90 kilometers an hour. This goes at 100, right? And this is tracked, this is tracked, this is tracked, this is tracked. These are all 90. This goes at 100, right? The CV goes at 100. Generally, you want something in front where if it dies, no problem, and it packs a punch, can usually hit what's coming the other way. The only issue is its accuracy is kind of bad, so that's why if it's a high-intensity front, or at least you predict it to be a high-intensity front, you put two of them. Hopefully you'll hit them. And, you know, this doubles up as your satchels, so you don't need, like, RPO or anything like that. We spoke about the arty. I just want to check something real quick. So, like, is mine 50 out of 50? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So where have I... Oh, I think it's here. Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. So get rid of that, as we spoke about. And then you don't need this anymore, because you've got, you know, you've got these for the opener, and you've got plenty of ATGMs, right? This is good stealth, and this is tanky. Might want to consider upvetting the first one, right? I don't think I do this on mine, but I don't think I've ever bought all my BMD 3s. Generally, my game doesn't go late. Either I win early, or, you know, sometimes I lose, but usually I don't run out of stuff before I lose, because I prefer buying the BMD 2s, because I've got, you know, 18 of those. Maybe I could upvet those. Who knows? Anyway, then you could get your supply. Sadly, you have to get this one, which is very cost inefficient, but if you want to keep this firing all game, you're going to need that supply. The alternative is you could get another plane, but that's not really going to help you. You got enough planes. So, Razvedka BMD3, yes, very, very good. It's like the Recon Bradley. Drone is a must-bring. Really good recon, because you don't have any recon helos. This is great for the opener as well, because it's got a grenade launcher, 100 kilometers an hour, airborne forward deployed. These guys are good because they've got ground surveillance radar, and these guys are good because nice big squad, and they've got an Igla, and they're airborne forward deployed, so you can use those too. I've not seen anybody bring this. Don't know, I just can't... yeah. It's just I never buy all my recon, so... Anyway. AA we spoke about, so like, yeah, you can upvet that. This, you don't need 9 of them. And this, you can upvet it if you want. It's really good against infantry, or you can just leave it like that. Air, so this is exactly how I build my air tab. So, MiG-31 anti-plane, MiG-31 anti-helo, but you never really want to... If it's kind of... Sometimes you got no choice, but it's probably not going to kill it in one pass anyway, because this can't shoot at planes. It's just more MiG-31s, basically. Seed, so this is one of the best seed planes in the game. Sometimes you shoot 265% missiles at an Eyehawk, and they both miss, because haha. But that's the way it goes. And it's 60, sometimes you get hit by 2 minstrels. 60% UCM. Anyway, generally it's going to work for you. And then AT plane, HE plane, LGBT. These are absolutely shredded because they drop one at once. And it's like a 1,500 kilo bomb. This is 1.5 ton bomb, something like that. So it one-shots anything in the game that it hits, and it drops one at once. And it reloads in 3 minutes, so you can just kill 3 of anything. But you got to make sure that, you know, you've got the seed plane out with it. So with 76Y, well, I'll explain it more in the matchup section, but generally you don't want to buy the planes until, like, you know, a few minutes in, once the front line has started to stabilize, and you open with the seed one in most cases. Obviously, if they don't have seedable stuff, it's not going to do anything. But yeah, you don't want to overbuy on planes. That's usually what people do when they play this div. They buy all the planes near the start and then they lose because they've got no ground presence. Switching to his opponent, we've got Zsadok playing 6th US. This is another div I play, and he builds it quite similarly to me. So I'll explain, like the infantry tab especially is basically almost exactly how I build it. But once again, he's cut out a card of supply, so 2 cards of supply, whereas I bring 3, just like for the other deck. I like my supply. What can I say? Supply is units. Yeah, there's something else. because he's got an extra plane. Or maybe that's just where it's from. Oh yeah, there's no tow 2 here, which I think is a mistake. Anyway, 2 cards of supply. If you're going to only bring 2, then yeah, this is the best one, and then this is for when you run out. Or you can use this and use this to refill those, but I mean, I prefer just having these. The only issue is they don't bring much supply for the price. Like, this is so much more cost efficient, it's insane. And then, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 CVs, whereas I just bring 6 CVs. Because I just bring the Humvee and the other one. But yeah, I mean, this can work. It's nice and cheap. You can put it with your ARTA. You can open 2 CVs, like as we were speaking about for the other one. It's only a 1-point slot. But I prefer having the 3rd card of supply and just going for 6 CVs, which I think is still a decent number. Then, basically, the reason this infantry tab is built like this is presumably because he got it from me. And this is how I build my infantry tabs, apart from I have a tow 2 here. So I'm not sure. So that's like, oh, because I've got the, no, it's this one. This rocket plane is kind of bad. The Hydras, they don't do it much at all. I'd much rather have a ground-based tow 2, but, you know, an infantry tow 2. But that's, I mean, you can bring this if you want. I find it really doesn't work for me at all. Like, you can use it to soak, I guess. It's good against infantry in the open, but you've got enough tools for that anyway. So, between the AT plane, I bring the cluster one now. I used to bring the AT plane, but it always misses. So I tried bringing the cluster one, and the issue with this is it reloads in 6 minutes, but it tends not to miss. And so it can be good for hitting AA positions. If the guy's like freaking out with his radars, turning them on and off, then you can just blanket hit the the forest with this, and you'll hit it. Whereas with this, you won't. But it's 50 points cheaper and it reloads faster. So if it misses, whatever. And then I use this for my tank killing purposes, and you can always just drop this on them, and this would obviously kill tank as well. This does literally nothing to tanks. Anyway, so yeah, you could remove a plane to put the infantry tow 2 in if you want. There's a lot of tows here. I actually prefer more of the I tow and less of the Humvee tow, but it's just personal preference. I mean, 1 card of each is good, and then the 3rd one can be whatever you want it to be. Except this, don't bring this. Although, well, I suppose it's got smoke now, but there's not really much point in it when you can get an I tow for 5 points less that has, good stealth instead of mediocre stealth and is way faster. Obviously, it's a little bit less survivable. But the idea behind this is it doesn't get spotted. Anyway, you bring the fire teams so that you can bring the grenade launchers, because you don't have any IFVs, so you want both cards of those. Then you need a military police vehicle, right, which is the Peacekeeper, to go with your recon reservist tanks. So, wait, what? Brings it in the ACAV. We'll get to that. So between the 2 of them, like, this is a nice big chunky squad, but it fulfills the same role as Navy SEALs, and it doesn't come in a military police vehicle, so I stopped bringing it. So I prefer this. It's got a Stinger. You can run the Stinger with the infantry, right? If it dies, no biggie. And yeah, you might want to vet this, given that you've already got 6 Stingers here, right? Do I do that? I should. I bring the Airborne Stinger. Oh, yeah, well, he's bringing the wrong Stinger. That's weird. We'll get to that. Anyway, and then, yeah, so you can run this with the infantry, and it will buff them up in the fights, and also it provides nice close-range SHORAD. Then I bring this, because it's like a very cost-effective unit. The DMR is like 4 rifles, so it's like 10 shooty power, in terms of suppression, anyway. The AT4 is decent against vehicles. This is the main reason I was bringing it, because I would face like a T-55 division, and nothing can do anything to the T-55s except maybe the Navy SEALs, and they're just too expensive, whereas this is a lot cheaper. And yeah, so smoke, resolute, security, shock, DMR, AT4, 7 strength for 45 points is pretty crazy. And I prefer this transport just because I think it's funny, because it's got security as well, so it'll have... I mean, mediocre optics is nothing special, right? But it's got resolute as well. I don't know, you don't have to bring it. I just think it's funny, and also it's like really fast. Then we've got light rifles, recoilless rifle, 2 cards. So this is kind of like the bread and butter. This is really good against infantry. It goes blah, blah, blah. And then you've got the Navy SEALs, which you know, obviously they are very, very good. 4 machine guns, right? So that's like 2 rifles each. That's 8 plus 5, which is 13 shooty power, quick maths, and the special forces at max vet, so it's even more. And they run fast. They've got AT4s, they've got satchels, so this is your close range anti-infantry. So it's like your mid-range anti-infantry, and then you've got the grenade launchers for the longer range anti-infantry. Arty, so yeah, you bring the 155s, get the mortars for smoke, so you can either bring these, which are cheaper, or this, which goes further, but you get fewer of them. So yeah, I think the 81mm is probably better. Which one do I bring? Yeah, bring the 81. Either one can work. And then tanks, so yeah, 2 cards of Humvee Tow 2 is fine. It's just I bring 2 cards of this and 1 card of Humvee Tow 2. Depends what you're facing, really. It just doesn't tend to be that many heavy tanks played these days. Medium tanks seem to happen more, although I suppose a Tow 2 can one-shot a lot of medium tanks, so yeah. But yeah, against like IFV spam, you'd want more ITOs. For 30 points more, it really doesn't matter. You can bring whichever one you want. Obviously, this is better, it's just it costs more. Recon, so the reason you bring the Pathfinders is because they go at 100 kilometers an hour at the opener, whereas the Navy SEALs, which are airborne forward deployed, got 90. So that's what the Pathfinders are for. And they've got smoke, and it's like a nice squad, 6 availability, nice recon squad with smoke and AT. 40 points, really not bad. The Alaskan Cav Scout. So this ACAV thing is terrible. It's not got a recoilless rifle on it. The advantage of the Alaskan Cav Scouts is that they can come in helos, and they've got a recoilless rifle, and so you can do a really funny opener where you open with a few of these and some planes and some, you know, and some planes and some planes. And there's a video on my channel called 6th US is Regarded, and presumably you've seen it. If not, I recommend giving it a watch. So yeah, you got to bring them in the Huey. This thing's terrible. Anyway, this is your only tank. They're not great, but in the early game they're pretty decent. It's just they don't scale at all, and they've not got smoke. And they're National Guards, they're reservists, so they take super suppression, and that's why you get the Peacekeeper with them. The issue with bringing this one is not only does it auto-sell, but it's slower. You know, 60, 85. Obviously this is 45, but it's like having the Peacekeeper, so I can stick with these. And then, yeah, the LRS, like, these also go at 100 kilometers now in the grenade launcher vehicle. And then the Recon A10, so this is for the funny opener, can actually shoot smoke. It's not really what anybody uses it for, but it can shoot smoke as well, which can cover the rest of your opener or obscure enemy targets, but usually you just want to shoot them to death with the Avenger. So AA, so the Stinger, like, you want the airborne Stinger, because for 5 points more, you get 5% more accuracy and forward deployment. So that's the thing, not only are you getting 5% more accuracy, you're also getting forward deployment, right? Whereas, I suppose you could do this, but then for 5 points you're getting the forward deployment, which is very useful at the start, so that all your forward deployed stuff doesn't die. So you want that, really. And you can upgrade it if you want, but your 6 anyway is not very high. Eyehawks, yes, for shooty. And then the VAD's really good against infantry. Super good against infantry. It, like, wins forest fights and stuff. It's pretty dumb. So, like, a grenade launcher, obviously you can't use it in a forest, but this you can put in a forest and it will just kill the enemy. It's very, very silly. Helis, so yeah, I bring one. Oh, what? He's not brought the ATGM one. So you want one to be the ATGM one in case the enemy has an armored breakthrough, right? You want to be able to buy some ATGM helo and just hit him with the 8 ITOs so he goes away. And yeah, it's like these fulfill the same role. So, you know, I prefer this one because it's cheaper and I bring it for the rockets. I don't really care about the gun. So yeah, get that tow cobra. We spoke about this, right? So you need the eagles. This is a very nice seed plane. I think they fixed it so it can actually shoot both of its missiles in one pass now. Didn't used to be able to do that. Spoke about the AT cluster distinction. This is sort of the main one. You'll note that this has higher accuracy than this as well. And then yeah, bomber, the rocket plane. I've tried to use it. It spazzes out. It doesn't work properly. It's good against infantry in the open, but you know the A10 will just kill that anyway. So it's usually not a problem. Infantry in the open when you're playing the Stiv. Usually the issue is 10 guerrillion tanks or whatever. So I would get rid of this honestly and just bring the TOW 2 infantry, because I mean it is very good. Or you can bring the TOW 2A, I suppose, but this has more accuracy, right? Aims a little bit faster. It's the same price. It's just this is better. This will two-shot a T80 BV, whereas this will not two-shot a T80 BV because of the way the tandem works on the ERA. So that's it for the deck reviews. Then we'll cover the map, the matchup, the deployments, and the game. And as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about Airport very quickly. Blue's on the good side because Anna is harder to attack than Paul, and Fedor is easier to attack than Elena. However, Red does have an advantage, and that's that he can forward deploy Elena at the start much more efficiently than Blue can forward deploy Fedor at the start, because Blue has to go all the way around here, right? Or just go in the open and die, right? Whereas Red just gets this straight road straight into Elena. So this map's actually really balanced, I think, because Red has the advantage at the start, but then Blue has the advantage at the end, that sort of thing. Yeah, so in terms of the matchup, 76Y is stronger, I would say, but it's kind of close. It's a bit of a weird one, really. So this is like the first time I've ever seen this matchup. 76Y used to be really popular, but the planes got nerfed a bit, and the prices went up a bit, and then everybody stopped playing it. Then I played about 20 games of it on the ladder, and now it seems to be in vogue again. But he said he sent me this game before he saw the video, so that's all good. 6th US has never really been meta. It has a very funny opener with planes and stuff. I've got a video on the channel about that. It's called 6th US is Regarded. I'll link it in the description if I remember. If I don't, please remind me. And apart from that, it's kind of not great. It's got a lot of options, but against like a sort of standard tank division, if you don't win early, the tank division is just going to roll you because you won't be able to kill all this stuff. And you know, I suppose if you're on something like Omen Duel, it would be good. But on this map, the tank division would win. Thing is, there is no tank division, so you've got an airborne div against like an infantry div. So in that kind of matchup, you'd expect the infantry div to win if it goes late, and the airborne div to win if it ends early. But there's like, I would say these two divs are pretty evenly matched. It's just Red can just spam 10 Guerrillian BMD2s, and I think that would put him ahead. But as you know from the deck review, he only brought one card of those. He also didn't bring the SPG9s. But Zsadok didn't bring the funny opener with the helo drops or anything, which I guess against these guys wouldn't work anyway because they have forward deployed AA. So it's probably for the best. Anyways, let's talk about the deployments. But yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever seen this matchup. I mean, there's 43 divs in the game right now, which means there's 43 times 43 matchups, which is 1,849. So, you know, sometimes we can be surprised. Anyway, Zsadok is rushing Boris Fedor, so he's got Pathfinders trying to get to Boris. I mean, we'll see how that goes, because he is against an airborne div. And then Alaskan Cav Scout. So we spoke about this in the deck review. This is such a not great transport, right? I mean, 30 points for a tracked thing with 3 machine guns is like, it's, man. I prefer it in the helicopters, but then again, if he opened helos into this, then the helos would die to the Zenichiks, most likely. So, but this was just a ladder game. In general, it's better to bring him in the helicopters, and then if you're against somebody with like really good forward deployed AA, you just don't bring him at the start. Or you just land him quite far back or something like that. I just don't like this transport at all. the unit itself is good. And then we've got the recon tank, which is pretty good at the start of the game. A VADS trying to get to Boris, so that'll lock it down against infantry and helicopters, which Red doesn't get any helicopters. But yeah, against infantry it'll work. VADS here, and that will probably deal with. Well, it depends if it gets there in time. And for mid, we also have. Okay, oh, that's an interesting road. It's quite rare to see people do this. It could work. I always tend to put like an ATGM in here just to shoot over here. So I guess that would deal with that problem, but he hasn't actually put anything there, so he might just get in. And then behind that we've got Navy SEALs, Pathfinders, and LRS. These are really aggressive openers considering he's against an Airborne div. And then another recon tank. Okay, I mean, this is... So if there was Conkers in here, you'd die. Because you don't have smoke. And you're going to be showing sidearm and so on. So it tends to be people bring it up here, hide it behind this, and then poke out and shoot. Poke out and shoot. Or just sit back here if you've got the range, but this doesn't have the range, so you have to do something. Alternatively, you know, if you want to get up here, he could have started on this road, and then he wouldn't be revealed to this Conkers as he, you know, as he moves, and there's plenty of tide behind. Then, you know, spoke about the VADS. Pathfinders for really aggressive opener against 76Y. Really aggressive opener. And then Navy SEALs, also aggressive. Alaskan Cav Scouts, 2 more tanks. Stinger, VADS, Humvee for... I don't think they'll cap in time, but we'll see. Humvee for Anna, Emma, Elena. Really, really aggressive opening. That's too aggressive against 76Y because he's going to get to all the. He's going to get to here. He's going to get to like here before you, depending on. Well, yeah. I haven't watched the game, but that doesn't look so great. Then we've got a 30mm grenade launcher, 2 Pulmachiki, a Pulmachiki, a Metis, a Spetsgrupper. He's got his own AA gun spam, Toad AA gun spam, Igler. The Unspeakable One, and forward deployed CV for Paul Elena. Just keep in mind that this would go down this road. And yeah, typically, if you're blue, you want to put an infantry tow 2 in here, but he didn't put that in his deck. So he can't do that. And then it can shoot across at everybody coming down here. 30mm, Pomachiki, Metis, Spetsgrupper, AA gun, Igler, and the Unspeakable One. And then we've also got 30mm for here, which is kind of weird. Usually, you know, you'd want it there, or if you think he's rushing this, you would put it like here, right? Or back here, maybe. That can work. It's just you're gonna have to pass this anyway, so you might as well just put it in there. Igler and Unspeakable One, and then another Unspeakable One, and the Spetsrose Redco with the Iglers. So, yeah, let's cast the game. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners. Generously joining the channel, they get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views, and at the highest tier, you get your games cast at a rate of 1 per calendar month. So if you're feeling bad about your ad blocker, be great to join the channel. And if you want to improve, it's basically like I suppose probably the only Warno coaching service. I think somebody else was offering one, but he retired recently. So yeah, and it helps out the channel, etc. But yeah, otherwise, please just like the videos. It's free. Anyway, the way I play this is I bring the SPG-9 ones. They're so much more efficient because like it would shoot now, bam, either hit him or not. You know, if you hit him, great. But like this is, I mean, it hit, but it takes a lot of time. And I'd have SPG-9s shooting right now, and you'd have an SPG-9 shooting right now. The whole point is to get them before they can unload. Whereas so Blue had plenty of time to unload that. Thankfully, he's given up on this kind of harebrained idea before losing more. Although on this side, he's still committed to it. So he's going to lose guys in the open here because he doesn't have smoke. So it's not ideal. And yeah, grenade launcher should start winning that fight. Stinger, oh, okay. I thought he stopped some of his units, but not all of them. So he loses a Stinger there. And then the VADs are just dying. Just people just not paying attention, basically. Yeah, just not paying attention. Although here he's kind of fighting. And then we've got the Recon A10, but MiG-31 first tick by. I do this as well, actually. I save 40 points, and in the first tick, I basically always buy a MiG-31. Suppose you know how to beat me now. I almost always do that, because otherwise, because your ground-based AA is just like a couple iglas, right? Like one on each lane, so it's not going to stop a plane bombing. And so I always buy the MiG-31, and I just sort of keep it up for, 4 minutes, right? And then I've got 4 minutes of air superiority. Only problem is it kind of kills momentum on your ground game, but Blue's taken seriously heavy losses here. He actually did win this fight. Like that could have been in there, I suppose. Like these weren't actually in the trees. This only has good optics. I suppose this is unloaded, but they could have got an extra shot off without being killed, basically. So yeah, you see the power of the VADs, but he sold the transport, so it's just stuck there now, running at 9 kilometers an hour. And I hear plane sounds, so okay, so he's bought the Schmel drone, which is fair enough, really. But yeah, Lil Goat needs some more ground presence, because yeah, you buy the MiG-31 first tick, I do it as well, and you saw that it works wonders. Like, did it kill the A-10? There's certainly something dead here. Is that A-10 looking? Kind of looks like a big missile, but yeah, Blues, he's getting some kills now, right, with the tanks taking out the unspeakable ones, sorry, but then Lil Goat, he's actually managed to get into Emma. But then Zsadok's got into Fedor, so really balanced game so far, although then, Lil Goat, he's got a presence in whatever zone that is, Elena, but he sort of messed up on his CV, and this thing is so dead because the machine guns are going to kill it, right? Oh, the recoilless rifle misses. This'll get a chance. Oh, that hits. Okay, so that wasn't great. I'm not sure why he did that. Zsadok being a little bit more careful with his CV, and he could actually push this, but he doesn't know. He does have recon helos, but yeah, the drone provided some really good insight here because there's no AA. I suppose the VADs could shoot it if it got in range, but I mean, Lil Goat basically knows everything now. He knows what's over here, he knows what's over here, whereas Zsadok, he's playing more blind. He doesn't actually know what's in here. I don't think he knows about these yet either. I'm just assuming so because he's not making it. Okay, so he's sort of sussed out there must be something over there, so he's sending the recon, Helo, and a Cobra. Desat Metis dies in its vehicle because these Pathfinders got to here. So that was kind of... I'm not sure how he managed that, given that there is a drone here telling you that this guy is here. But maybe because it was in a building, the drone was too far away, or maybe he just forgot. Either way, Zsadok's going for Boris now, maybe. No? Okay. So, like, this is a 30-point recon box, right? Just send that in first. Okay, there's nobody there, then you can send this in. I wouldn't just put the CV in the middle of... Is this actually classed as cover? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. If you hover over it with your mouse and it goes orange or yellow, that means it's cover. Wow, that was a juicy crit. But yeah, he's just, I don't know, not paying attention, I guess. Anyway, Cobra's in position with the scout behind, so that should clean up that meta squad. Igla's getting into position, but like the Zanichik needs to run forwards, and it could pick up the Igla as well and get them both forwards. Corsair rocket planes come out now. Stinger misses. This has 50% evasion. You just don't know about it. And Lil Goat, he's buying the planes. I think he shouldn't have bought this plane. Igla, you see the power of the Corsair rocket? Wow, incredible. I think he must have lost vision on it or something, so it just aimed at the wrong place. So he's going to have to land these things. Oh, okay, that one's got to go back right now. Right now. Okay, he goes for the land instead. ACAV tank gets a hit. That'll take out another Metis in its vehicle. And, he's got the drones, so this is a bit inexcusable. Recon Helo's going to scout this out, and then, yeah, like, this shouldn't just be sat there. It's in the open. I really don't think that's in cover. If it turns yellow, it's cover. The issue is spectators can't see it. So I couldn't tell you. Because spectators can't see it. Anyway, this ACAV could be brought over to help. The main issue is the 30mm. And these guys, they could... I suppose the Spec Scrub will probably kill him really fast. But yeah, this could cycle now. Get that back before the grenade launcher kills it. Or not. Because Blue has the ability to just fall back here and keep 2 squads alive, but I think he's looking somewhere else. BMD2 gets in here now. This is just anybody's guess as to who wins this fight. It's just about who sees each other first. Like, this will one shot on the side shot. You would expect the ACAV to win, basically, but if it misses and then the Conkers hits it, it gets stunned, and then the Conkers hits it again, it's going to die. But at this range, yeah, you definitely expect the tank to win this fight. So, because it's got optics, it will actually see it, so... Okay, it missed, and the Conkers missed, but now this guy has 38% accuracy. And now he's stunned. So... it's not really doing any damage. Thing is, it will eventually shoot another Conkers at him. He missed again. Yeah, this is not going to work out for him. So that's what I meant about it being anybody's guess. He's bringing in the anti-tank plane now. Yeah, okay. In the meantime, more infantry dying. The Schmel got vadzed. And more infantry's coming, right? But the Razvedka BMD-3 is there, and that's pretty good. But yeah, the rocket planes I find very underwhelming, the Corsair rocket plane. I used to bring it, but I took it out. It just wasn't working for me. So, IHawk's up, but he sold the transport, so you can't reposition it. And the Eagle, remember, has a bit more range now. Stinger misses. This has 30% ECM, but yeah, the IHawk hits, and the Eagle was right behind, and the Eagle... Oh, Eagle gets hit by the MiG-31. It's got 40% ECM, and this is quite a low accuracy missile, but it fires 2 racks of missiles, right? 2 racks of 8 damage missiles, so... Like, that's the good one. It's more expensive for a reason. But now the skies are clear for the rocket plane, so that's going for the grenade launcher, which is a good shout. But it gets hit by 2 Iglas. And it gets hit, but wow, this is pretty unlucky. I mean, it's only 20% ECM, but to get hit by all 3 Iglas is kind of, you know, because like this would be like 30% effective accuracy, and they all hit. That's 1 in 3 times by 3. It's like a 1 in 3 times by 1 in 3. Is it 1 in 3 times by 1 in 3 times by 1 in 3, or is it 1 in 3 times by 3? In which case, it would be. Oh, that's the chance of them all hitting. I think it's 1 in 9. The chance of that happening, 1 in 9. So, you know, this is about 11% chance, right? So I suppose it happens. Neither side bothering to use smoke. Anyway, the BMD-3, like, will he unload in time? No, he's just gonna lose some more guys here. Come on, guys. Just gotta pay attention. So first RT piece out, and yes, as soon as you buy it, you want to unload. Make sure the auto sells off, so it doesn't just sell it. Oh my god! Well, that's stuck at the back of the map now. That's the issue with leaving the auto sell on when you unload it. Is that obviously it's gonna. But yeah, the reason you want to. So where's the range on that? I don't actually see the max range. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we can shoot the whole map. And given that, actually, to be honest, like 76Y just can't kill this, really, because it's too far away. I suppose you could dive the plane all the way around, but yes, I guess it's okay to be there. Just the thing is, you want it to shoot as soon as you buy it, because it can reload while moving and while transported, which is very dumb, but it means that you should buy it, unload, shoot, and then move it up, because you just get an extra volley out for free. Issue is, he left auto cell on, and because he was so close to the spawn, he just lost his vehicle, and now that's kind of stuck back there with like quite a big dispersion circle, so he's going to do a lot of missing. So you kind of want it closer so you can actually hit stuff. He might have corrected shot on that. It's kind of hard to tell, because this shows the circles from both of them. So like that's that circle. No, I don't think he does. So, blue's winning. But red has this, so if I was red in this situation, I'd want to reinforce this, right? I mean, he's got this sorted, so that's cool. So move up the Conkers, get this sorted, reinforce this, and then sort this out. Or you can attack into a laner, I suppose, but yeah, I'd be more interested in trying to sort this out. But, I mean, do you have to? Because he's strong here, so you might as well keep that and then push this way. It's just he's in danger of losing Boris, because it's quite overextended. The thing is, Zsadok just keeps sending units there, and they just keep dying on the road, because he's not paying attention to it. So, he lost 2 units there, and it looks like this one's going to die as well. LGBT's out, but he hasn't bought the Ihawk. He hasn't bought the, He hasn't bought the Seed. So he gets hit. Does take out like a 100 point unit there, I think. Or is it 90? But anyway, you know, this should just be firing constantly. You've got targets, right? Here it is. So you put it on a control group. So I use like control 4 for my howitzers. 4, T, click. And then I usually load them back up and move them with a shift Q. But yeah, anyway, this hasn't moved after firing. And it's now been spotted by the US Lil Goat. And then another guy just dies on the road there. It's not fantastic, really. MiG-31 just staying up at all times to deny 6th US the air advantage. But yeah, I assume Lil Goat's going to do something about this. But what he should have done is bought the seaplane first. The Schmel goes down, and the Schmel goes down to these stingers, right? And the VADS, the VADS especially, is really good at dealing with it if you get in range. The Stinger tends to miss a lot, but he got it eventually there. And yeah, so Lil Goat, he's got to move this, get this ATGM up to here, and you can really do a number on him. But Zsadok's using the grenade launchers quite effectively. This is making me want to play 6th US again. It's a fun div. It's a bit on the weaker side, but anyway, recoilless rifle hits, but this has smoke. And you see the grenade launchers going off on each other. Zsadok really needs a recon here. And Lil Goat really needs a recon here as well, actually. That would be helpful. And here we go. So the 155 is shooting. It's not got a corrected shot here, so you see it's very wide dispersion. One round did land right on it. But you need them basically all to hit. And yeah, like this should be sort of moving around after every volley and so on, but it's just kind of sat there. But yeah, I mean, he could just queue up shoot orders on everything. Like, he knows the grenade launcher's in here because it keeps shooting him. And what have you. But yeah, if you're Zsadok in this situation, you want to take back Emma because, like, it's close to you, right? So it's kind of easier to do. This is not going to work out. Spetsgrupper's just going to kill him. This is on the ground. He needs some supply for that, really, and he needs to now move this before it dies. And he needs to use his artillery on this Igla position. And Lil Goat needs to move this Igla because it's fired twice. And the target is gone, so now you move it so you don't get artillery. Spetsgrupper coming in. Once you get within 150 meters, you want to stop and drop the satchel on them. But if you're too close to the building, then it'll automatically go for the building anyway. But yeah, it's pretty crazy how this has gone down. Just a load of units dying in the transports. And now threading the needle there. Like, you can actually see through that. It's just because this is an approximation. Just gives you a blocky thing. But Lil Goat, he's just not looking. So he got lucky there in that this missed. But he's just going to sit there and wait for it to hit him. That's pretty unfortunate. So now Zsadok needs to kill this somehow, which he's going to struggle to do, because if this comes into range, this will shoot first and it'll kill him. This little ACAV thing is obviously not very good, as we spoke about in the deck review. And yeah, I do like the Dragoons. They're very fast, and they go with the National Guard tanks. So he's got the recon helo coming. I don't know if you can see that, because look, it's in blue, which means he can't. The Metis will pop the Dragoon. That's basically what it's for. Spetsgrupper getting back with 1 HP. A10 purchased, but the MiG-31's still up. So we'll see if Zsadok can bring out the whatever, but the MiG-31's got to be careful not to go into the Ihawk range. You can just lob one from around here, yeah, and then just turn around now. Yeah, he knows the Ihawk's there, and he's trying to stay around it. So that's a really good positioning from Lil... Okay, just gets in the range there, but it's just on the edge of it, and he should get this, really, because, yeah, he fires many missiles, and now he needs to make sure that he evacs without going back. Okay, he goes back in the range, and it hits... Okay, he's dead. It was a good idea. But he also could have turned around here and come back this way, right? So he does lose that. And now he's got the seed coming out, and Zsadok needs to be aware of this seed, and he needs to stop selling his transports for his heavy stuff, right? So that dies. So he did switch it off, but he wasn't fast enough there. And the VADS, man, the VADS is crazy. This thing almost died. It's a shame he didn't get it, but yeah, you see the 3 VADS there. But yeah, he needs to be a bit... Yeah, so he's got some transports from somewhere now, and he's... Obviously that one's dead, but... Getting up a mortar for smoke. As for Lil Goat, he is behind now, so he needs to sort this out, really. Oh, I suppose he has. CV's dead, but he needs to actually like push up to here and push up to here. And it's very, very difficult for blue to get in once red's in here and in here. Is one of these a church? Yeah, the church is a good spot to be in, but like so is this. And... yeah, if you're blue in this case, you probably just want to give up on this, take this back, and attack Boris, maybe, because like he had a chance. Well, to be honest, he's still got his ingress, so he knows that it's clear on this road, so he can get stuff up on this road and stack this. But once you get pushed all the way out of Emma, it's basically impossible to get back in. The main way to do it would be to push up to here, to cut the reinforcements, and then you actually come this way, right, and then they can't reinforce it, and then you just shoot them from multiple sides, hit them with all the RT and what have you. So, you see the power of the drones, but I think he's got one left, or that might have been the last one. Because you only get 4, and he's been losing a lot of them. Does the 6th get drones, or is that 9th? I think it might be 9th. Oh, he evac'd! Oh, he shouldn't have done that. He should have fought, I think. But yeah, the Eyehawk's ready, and Lil Goat knows, oh, I don't want to fly up that Eyehawk again, so he gets back and lets the Eagle get out, which I think was the right move, really. And yeah, if you're red, you want to make sure you don't lose this, because if you own this, it gets a lot easier to attack Elena. So like this conquer should be in there, like this conquer should be in there. There's no point in having this back here. It's not accomplishing anything. Like, this could be moved up to here. Could even get it up to here, maybe, but... he's got a bigger problem on this side. Fire Team Dragon opens up on the Metis. This one unloads, so 3rd time lucky. And here we go, so smoke, and then presumably CV and infantry and what have you. So this... I mean, obviously we can see everything, he can't, but yeah, typically you'd want to get this in here. Okay, he's just unloaded it early, because, yeah, that's fair enough, really, because he doesn't know what's in there. A HE bomber for the Cav Scouts. And, yeah, he gets it. But this is the problem with playing 17.6Y, that you can't readjust very quickly, because you don't have any helicopters. And your planes are really expensive, so if the enemy attacks you somewhere where you don't have a strong line, you basically just lose that position, because... you know, what can you do about this? Although, if he'd known, then obviously that bomber could just bomb this, and then, or bomb all this, depending on how much he knows, right? And get a lot of kills. So, Siege reveals that there's nothing going on here. The Eyehawk's been left switched on. So, the Eyehawk gets taken out. So he switched it off after the missile launch. So basically you have to like switch it off and then move. But it doesn't move very fast, so it'd probably get you anyway. Like a double Conquers in here for some reason. That's sort of not a good idea. Eagle goes down to the MiG-31 Igla combo. And even Stevens here, because if you recall, the CV died. OGB2's been purchased. Oh, no, this will be the one from before. But he doesn't quite know where it is, because this is in like the perfect position. That's hilarious. But he knows there's no AA over here, so that's good. What you can do is just bomb the mortar. Because you obviously know where that is, because it's shooting. Alternatively, like, he should know that there's a guy in here because he shot at the Metis squad, but maybe he doesn't. He gave up on that. Could have got the kill. I suppose he sees the Eagle, maybe, but he definitely could have dropped that. MiG-31's only got one missile left. But the Eyehawk's dead, so he can afford to go deep, it's just he's only got one missile. The thing is, so he should use this to just scare the enemy off. Okay, because he gets too close and now he's got no missiles, so... Oh, he hits him, though. Stinger gets him back, so this should go on the Stinger, because he knows where the Stinger is, because it fired. Killed the enemy AA, forced him to buy more AA. But he gets that Ito, which he was going for before, and then he sort of... Okay. That was a crit. So he needs to smoke. Yeah, okay, so he still gets out. And yeah, now he needs to hit that building. This thing can hit 3 targets. CV's coming in. And like, if you're red, you know, this, you can push this, because Zsadok, he just keeps... I mean, at least he's... Oh, okay, it died. So typically you want to get behind stuff, but... So he gets the fireteam law, and he's got 1 more round left in him. But yeah, if you're red, you need to make sure you don't lose this, because if you got this, you can shoot that, right? And what have you. But does he see anybody? Guess not. But yeah, he could have got that stinger before. That would have been cool. The ACAV is a problem, so you need a Conkers in here. Or okay, he's going for the ACAV, I think. He's evacing away from the stingers. Keep in mind, this is also a stinger. So he gets that ACAV. Grenade launch will kill that law, no problem. And now he can counter push into Elena. So if he had like a smoke mortar, he could do a bit more with that. Okay, the BMD-3 gets overwhelmed. CV's coming in. Just watch the reinforcement road, right? So he could have unloaded here and been in that much safer, that much quicker. This grenade launcher could be useful against basically all these guys. So, because it outranges the dragon. Wish we could go back, but it is what it is. They used to have 500 meters more range, and they reduced it by 500 instead of by 250 or whatever, 125, something like that. It used to be like 1750 range, I think. So if this just reverses, then it shouldn't actually be able to shoot him, but he's not paying attention. So I think this will eventually get him because you know, it's grenade launch. It's Dragon 2, so. It's got decent accuracy. He's missing a lot, though. He's missed twice now. 60% accuracy. If he gets stunned, then he's had it, but... Alright, 3rd time lucky. And yeah, it's getting some value out of that, so he got something there, I think. I could have sworn there was a grenade. Maybe not. Anyway, the Cook V could come out and play and kill these guys. But the BMD-3 is there, right? So Zsadok cycling his infantry here. Still at a +1. And Lil Goat, he hasn't managed to clear this out yet. But he can push into Anna, which is pretty funny. Thing is, he's not got any AA. So yeah, like this BMD-3, or you could like get the recon one and do something with it. Even just move it up to here, because that's a smoke. That's a town, you know, that's trees, 3rd time lucky. So he knows where the CV is, so the bomber's going to come out. It's got a 4-minute reload on it, but it will probably get him. He's only got 3 HP. I mean, he does. But yeah, he really needs... I don't understand how the Spec Scrupper died there to this. He probably just wasn't going building to building, perhaps. And the Igler hits the hog. Artie's still party. And yeah, I really like this smoke play, right? Make it so the enemy ATGMs can't shoot, because these are just kind of useless now. I suppose they could kill these two. They can't shoot all this. And the light rifles are coming in for the commander. They've got... I think the commander will win this fight, because he's got 4 SMGs, whereas this guy, you know... The LSW is not even shooting. Oh no, it is, okay. The recaller's rifle's nice, but the SMGs, man... So there you go. This could use some supply, I guess. It's very far away, but will Lil Goat leave the zone, or will he just hope it doesn't hit him? So this could smoke him back. Okay, because this can one-shot it. 18 pen will one-shot 4 armor. This only has 3. And there you go. So Lil Goat has taken Emma, and now he can honestly push Anna, but he really needs to like sort this out. Because otherwise Zsadok can just keep reinforcing it 1 unit at a time, just send another CV in, just send another CV in, just send another CV in. Ihawk's been left off for the 3rd time. But this guy missed. One of the stingers hit him. 60% ECM, so Ihawk misses again. And, you know, keep in mind this has been low cohesioned and what have you. Zsadok trying to get around here. MiG-31 against the Eagle. Eagle has its back turned, so you'd expect it to go down here. Lots of missiles coming out from the MiG-31. Eagle gets out. LGB2's back. Typically, you want to like leave it a couple seconds before evac in, otherwise the missile will just whiff. Looks like something got the guy. I'm not sure if it was the arty or the Cook V. The Ito obviously couldn't have caught the infantry. And here you go. So Red's trying to sort this out. Like honestly, he could just there's nobody here. I suppose Zsadok is putting somebody there now. But yeah, if you're Lil Goat, you could get the mortar up and put it here and just get a CV in here, no problem. But the fact that he never finished this off just allows Zsadok to just run another CV in, run another CV in, run another CV in, one more infantry, and you know, Red's got a massive force superiority here, but he's just letting people come down this road, even though he's got all these ATGMs. So, you know, like, even like this to there, you know, okay, it's not happening now. Same with this, like the opportunity was kind of missed. Yeah, it just like no helicopter. It's kind of difficult to play around. If you get caught with your pants down, you can't fix it. So when Zsadok did his big smoke push here, Lil Goat, I mean, he had a bomber which he just used on something else, but I mean, he wasn't to know really. It made sense at the time, but apart from that, like now he's just got to wait for his infantry to get there. He can't send a helicopter because he doesn't have any. So, A10's out. There is an Igla here, but it's sort of on the wrong side of the... So he could have smoked that, really. It's quite slow, we should have seen that. So yeah, he was just too far away there. Like, these should be at the front of the forest. Navy SEALs is going to kill this if he's not careful. He misses the CV. I guess he couldn't see it, perhaps. Or he lost... I think he lost the tracking, because he keeps peeling it off the target before he actually gets them. The Eagle's probably going to kill this if he's not careful. I mean, now it's just up to luck. The Eagle really should kill this. Yeah. But hey, Lil Goat, he got mid. But yeah, he just needs to sort this out. And then, yeah, he should get the Eagle in retaliation. He's got enough MiGs. He needs like BMD 2s, but the way he's built his deck, he's relying mainly on BMD 3s and BTRDs. So BMD 2 is like you can bring 3 cards of it, it's hilarious. This is like 35Y but better, although 35Y has infinite helicopters, which fixes a lot of problems actually, makes it a lot easier to execute. But its air tab isn't as good, so take your pick. I like 76Y and I like 6th US. They're fun, kind of scrappy divs. Clear strengths, clear weaknesses. The divs I don't like are the ones that just do everything, like 2nd Panzergren. It's just kind of boring to play or play into. So, okay, grenade launcher gets that guy. So yeah, Zsadok, he's coming round. The Igla has 6 rounds actually. He's run out of assault rifle ammo. And there you go, he finally got the CV. But, like, how has this been allowed to go on for so long? He's put this out of the zone before capping it. Doesn't have time for this, really. He's 1,000 points behind. He needs that +1. That would put him on a +1. Although he's about to lose this, so he'll be back to +0. So it's pretty rough for Lil Goat here. He's still not noticed that. But, like, how has this been allowed to just continue for so long? He could have finished this off so much sooner. Like, it's run out of recoilless rifles, grenade launchers can hit it. You gotta watch out for this, right? But this should all be cleared out. He's run out of drones though, so I don't, you know, he can't see. IHawk's out of ammo, which is a crying shame. A10 should just fight into this. Right, so if he'd right-clicked him, he would have shot him with the gun, but he gets him anyway. The A10's got like the 2nd best short-range missile in the game on it, so it's really not to be underestimated as an ASF. Lil Goat's still not clocked that this hasn't capped. Like, because he looks like he's going to run for Anna, but he's just loaded this up. He hasn't... He's finally dealing with this, though, which is nice, but... Anyway, he sends the seed back out, but this has run out of ammo, so even though it's got its radar on, it's actually switched off because it's out of ammo. That's just how it works. So, yeah. Like, the enemy has 3 IHawks. It's just some divisional knowledge. IHawks is 3 per card. Cubs is 4 per card. This div gets 1 card of IHawks, to my knowledge. At least everybody only brings 1 card of IHawks. He's finally clocked this. And yeah, he could YOLO his way into Anna. Like, he's got a smoke mortar somewhere. He's just not. Yeah, like it would actually cover him. It's pretty impressive actually. Like, he could move this up, get this up to here. Nice flank on these guys. It's just at this range you'd expect the yeah, the ACAVs to win that fight. Like, this could have been moved up. This is still back here. Because it could be up to here. It could even be up to here by now, and it would just shoot that, right? He's finally got a lockdown on this. But I don't know. I mean, it looks like Red's sort of slowly getting a handle on this game. It's just, so this CV isn't actually in this zone, so it'll be +2 to Zsadok in a sec. And his attempted attack here was just way too slow. He's going now, but it's like 10 minutes after he should have, basically. This really needs to be in there, but he's just not looking. So because the seed's up, he knows that nothing can shoot him here. Zsadok just now getting a supply out for that Eyehawk, so he could bring in the bomber. There it is. And it's like, okay, well, where's he going to be? Well, surely he knows he's around here somewhere. But I guess he wants confirmation first. I assume the reason he was waiting was so that he could send these first. You know, so they tank the hits. This dropped its bombs. Okay, so we got the infantry there. Rocket plane. He pops his smoke, so we should be fine. And there you go. See, so this is why I don't like the rocket plane. If that was a regular bomber, he'd be dead. But there's an A-10 there, so he needs the MiG-31. BMD's finally awoken, and he's dropping the smoke on it. Spetsnaz grew, like, he could get up to here. He needs to sort this out, really. He should know that it's in there. So he could use a bomber, or buy one of those half-grads, or whatever. This never got into another transport, so there you go, the bomber gets it through the smoke. Because, yeah, like, Red can win this, so once he caps this, he can drive this through. I think that might be his last CV. He's lost a lot of CVs this game. And yeah, he should now see this. I mean, that says he can almost see it. But the issue is there's a grenade launcher there, so this guy's probably going to die pretty quickly. Oh no, because he's put it in a dumb place. So if this was like here, oh, I suppose the BMD would shoot it, so it's not as simple as all that. Comco's still chilling out. Yeah, it's just a shame that CV died. I mean, it was always a big risk going that way, but yeah, he should have sent. Obviously, you want to send the other things first. I assume that's why he was waiting so long, so that he could wait for those to show up. But he gets the CV here, which means this BMD2, once it caps this, can just fast path into Anna. He's got to watch out for the bombers, right? And the helos, I guess. The helos are getting hit by the Zenit. And yeah, there's just Eyehawk's dead now. Eagle's dead now. Like, Red's basically won the air superiority battle, which you'd expect, really. Corsair just using its guns, I guess. He drops bombs on those. I guess he thought they were a CV, but he thought it was going this way. At least the auto prediction did. And this CV, okay, this CV's now going, so he's got 5 minutes. Because if he gets this, he'll be on a +4. But he needs to get some AA up. These are great. Right, get this up to there. I suppose here is fine, but at the very least you want it, like, so it can shoot down the road. So here is not fine. You want it there, so it can shoot down the road. These could have gone behind the house. Like, good play from Zsadok using the hogs to clean that up, but yeah, Lil Goat, he's going to fast path this in here. Like, he could be using the smoke mod. Well, it's probably out of ammo, yeah. So if you're Zsadok, you want to push some guys this way, right? So these Pathfinders could get all the way up to here, and then you can just, like... So he has a CV somewhere, yeah, so you could load this up into this, for example. Right, and then just send this, the recon helo, all these into here. Is anybody shooting me? No. CV comes in from this side. You've got the smoke mortar, so you could smoke the corner. AT plane. I think it tried to go on the BMD 2K. But I think, well, you can't see it, right? So this is going to get in. And that got hit. This is so much AA here. Yeah, so it's just come down to speed. So 4 minutes left on a +4. So that's 180. No, it's yeah, it's about 100 and because it's calculator. So it's 240 divided by 1.5, which is 160, times by 4, is 640 points. So I don't think it's enough. So he needs more. How can he get more? This blob can go this way, or he's doing it, actually. And looks like Zsadok's twigged what we were talking about. But he needs the CV there. He needs the CV there. Otherwise, it's not going to be for anything. And, you know, the recon helo could go first. Obviously, there's an Igla there, but it's actually out of ammo, interestingly enough. LRS slowing them down. Both of these are one shot off death. And there they go. Just being a bit sloppy with the repairing, resupplying, what have you. You would have had to fly them all back here and get some resupply. But yeah, Lil Goat on the +4. He's managed to deal with Zsadok's units, but so yeah. Okay, so that's a double kill. So this is the other issue with like moving the CVs around. The planes are kind of omnipresent, right? Blues lost air superiority. The IHawks all got taken out by seed. Which does happen, but you know you can mitigate against that by switching the seed off, switching the IHawks off, unless you know what's coming towards you. And yeah, Lil Goat, he's going for Fedor, but there's a Humvee tow there. So what will he do about that? We'll get hit by that Stinger again. And you see the power of the rocket plane to do nothing. But he knows there's stuff here, so what does he do? What does he do? He needs to deal with these. Can't go in without dealing with those. Oh, AT planes up as well. He needs to smoke, I guess, but the tracks are broken. He can't move. So that's dead. I mean, even if he got through that, there's just Humvee tows here, and he doesn't have anything that can kill that, apart from that Conkers that just died. And all this infantry, he was, you know, it's just dying. He needs to unload it at the very least. He's losing them all in the transports. Yeah, really interesting game, really dynamic game. It's the first time I've seen this matchup. I would have thought that 76Y would have the advantage, but his opener was a bit weird, although Blues was as well. He lost a lot of units in his transport, Blue. And then it just came down to like speed of pushing people out. So he had those 4 cards of Arty, and he just never bought any of it, because he only had 2 cards of supply anyway, so yeah, something like that half grad would have been pretty useful, like here. But basically, if Red had cleared out Emma faster, he would have won basically. But he's not gonna win this because he's not got time. So I'm just gonna speed it up a bit. So presumably it'll go down to the wire, but we've done the calculation. So Zsadok trying to counterattack here, and frankly, it might work. There is, you know, obviously the omnipresent danger of a. Not sure why it's stopping there first, but okay, so he's sort of realised now. So HE bomber, oh okay, it's going on the infantry. But he gets it, right? And then, oh, it doesn't get there in time. So yeah, GG. It was a pretty close game, right? If it had been a few minutes, if Lil Goat had been a few minutes faster, he would have won that. But yeah, GG to both players. This is Zsadok, rank 74 now, so much improved. And this is Lil Goat, rank 153, so also much improved. Yeah, really interesting game. Do let me know what you think. I mean, I've never seen that matchup before. 2 divs that just don't get played a lot. Although, you know, it seems they're becoming a little bit more popular now due to the shilling. But yeah, the SPG9 opener on 76Y is so much better. So much better. That CV did a lot of work. Anyways, do let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next one. GG.